little guy. Hey man, come on man. Come on dude. First fish of the day. On, you'll never guess it, the Power Ned. Dude, listen bro. I got you right in the roof of the mouth. You ain't gonna be able to get out of there. This little guy. The other guy was holding the covers. That's the one. That one feels a little bigger. That definitely feels a little bit bigger than what I had before. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger. He's a lot bigger. He's a big boy bass. It's funny how I just caught a fish in that same area, pulled him out after. Want to see this one, guys? Check this fish out. This is why we fish the Ned rig. Look at this monster. Should probably get a weight on him actually. Get a weight and a length on him actually. And get him back in the water real quick. And then we will get some stats on him because he's a little bit bigger. Because he is a monster fish. He is a 19-inch, 4-pound largemouth. One more quick look at him. That right there is why you fish the Ned rig when things get tight. And that was actually on one of those baits I got from the Dark Horse box. That's pretty cool. Check that bass out, guys. And that was actually caught. I'm gonna measure him real quick. I just want to see how long he is. That was actually caught on one of the baits from the Dark Horse tackle box that I did an unboxing earlier with. That's that goby. And I actually threw it on a chatterbait as a trailer, and seems to have worked pretty good. That was only like the third cast with that bait. Let's see how long he is. He is about 16 3/4. That is a pretty solid fish catch right there. Picture of him. Take a look at him again, guys. And that's what we're doing today. We're actually out here trying to fish some of those baits from the Dark Horse tackle box. And so far, that has produced a pretty good bite. I've never really had a ton of success, honestly, using anything but like a paddle tail trailer on chatterbait, but that's actually a Booyah chatterbait. So it's not even an actual Z-Man chatterbait, it's a Booyah bait. And I put that goby in there, and I think just that bright color, that contrast, just caused that fish to see that better in this dirty water. And I mean, chalk it up to Dark Horse. That's one fish in the boat from that box already. Oh, there's another fish. I think that might be a pike though. Yep, it is. It's okay. Another fish. Fish number 2 on the Dark Horse tackle box. But that's fish number 2, guys, on the Dark Horse tackle box. That was on that square bill. So far, fishing that box, I've gotten 2 fish in about 5 casts. So that already makes it worth my money. Lost one on a lipless. Did I have a second pass? There is fish number 3 for Dark Horse tackle. That was on that swim bait, and that is another monster bass right there. I'm having a great day out here, guys. That was awesome. That was on that little paddle tail swim bait. Threw that on a swim jig. I had a feeling that would be a good combination. So, show you guys that fish real quick. Probably get a length on him, but I think he's probably about 17, 18. But he is an aggressive, pissed off bass. But look at that. Look at that monster right there. That is a beautiful fish. So guys, I guess we can count another bait for catching a fish out of that Dark Horse box. But I'm going to show you guys a video right here. Pretty impressed with that Dark Horse box. Not gonna lie. Oh, I just got bit off by a pike. Oh, I actually broke off, and it was definitely a pike. When I got the bait back, I literally casted it, reeled it a couple of times, actually stopped reeling it, and then all of a sudden the bait just basically, I felt the line got super tight, and then it was just gone. And it came back to me. My line was completely jagged, like somebody had run sandpaper up and down it. So I definitely managed to get a pike with the underspin. So that's, I'm gonna call it another fish, because at that point I know for sure, confirmed, that a pike broke it off. There's nothing that causes that kind of damage to line other than a toothy critter. So we're gonna say that we're gonna give an honorable mention to the underspin. I can't show you the fish because I didn't get it to the boat, but I can tell you for sure there was definitely a fish on it. So that's another one of these Dark Horse baits. So I've only got a couple left to try to get a fish on, and that's actually what we're trying to do right now before the end of the day. I've got the 10-inch worm, which, to be honest, is not my skill set, fishing big worms. So that's gonna be a tough one, but I do have that hollow belly frog, and I have the perfect area to go try and fish that thing. So we're kind of heading over to do that right now. That might be the way I end my day, is just trying to get something on that frog, and then we'll basically complete the set. And pretty much, regardless of what happens from here on out, I'm gonna say the first round of the Dark Horse tackle box has been a success, because I've literally caught a fish on pretty much every bait in there. That's a big one. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That thing smoked that thing since it hit the surface. That was freaking awesome. Oh yeah. I'm really liking this frog, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Super impressed. Look at this fish, guys. Look at this monster. Look at that guy. Nice fat fish. I'm actually gonna get a measurement on him real quick. 16 and a half. 16 and a half inch bass on the Dark Horse tackle on that frog. That was awesome. The goal today was to try to fish small baits and catch big bass. But like fishing goes, bass weren't having that. So I changed gears. Decided to fish my Dark Horse baits And that's what we're gonna do for this Dark Horse subscription, is I'm gonna fish the baits and I'm gonna give you a rating. So I'm gonna do a 1 to 10 and I'm gonna rate each box. And we're just gonna continue to go as long as I have the subscription. I'm gonna fish the baits, I'm gonna give it a rating. So, the overall results, the underspin, caught a pike. We're gonna call that a catch because it has all the telltale signs of a pike. It literally felt like I was setting into a log and then it was gone. So we're gonna give that one credit for a fish. So that one actually did work. I just lost it because I didn't have the right line set up for that bait. The ribbon tail worm, they're gonna lose credit for this, but it's not their fault. This is a bait that works around the country. It's just not a bait that works in Vermont. I don't know anybody that uses that style of bait. I don't know a lot of people that have success in Vermont on that bait. So we can't really fault the bait, but for me, for my value, I'm getting a bait that I really can't use. But as a general rule, across the country, that's probably a bait that's gonna work in a lot of different places. The other bait that didn't technically catch a bass was that square bill, and that square bill caught a pike. But I will tell you right now, that square bill was super, super good looking in the water. I was pretty impressed on how the colors looked when they're in the water. Sometimes when you look at the colors outside of the water, they don't look as good when they're swimming. This thing looked awesome in the water. It's the right kind of profile for what I need to catch bass, especially smallmouth. So I'm gonna give that bait a complete thumbs up on that one. The frog, I lost one fish on it and I managed to boat another fish. I was concerned about the single hook and how small it was, but I actually think that's an advantage because they get the whole thing in their mouth. So overall, I'm gonna give this box a 7 out of 10, only because they did give me a bait that doesn't really work for my area. And honestly, that's a pretty high rating. I'm never gonna really give a 10 out of 10. They'd have to be like the perfect baits that always catch 5-pounders for me to really rate anything 10 out of 10. So 7 out of 10 is a pretty solid rating. We're gonna do this again for the September box. We're gonna try to do this again for the October box. Now, what's gonna happen in the wintertime, if I do continue my subscription through the winter, I'm gonna save those boxes up and I'm actually gonna fish them in the spring. So I really am going to do an unboxing and a fishing video for each box. And then overall, after the 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I'm gonna tell you whether I'm gonna continue the subscription and whether or not it's worth your money to try these out, to try this out. So I wanna thank you guys for coming along with me. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, let's get out there, catch more fish.